Hello everyone, and welcome to lunch break crochet learning. I'm gonna start teaching you guys how to crochet during my lunch break. And today we will be learning how to do a slip stitch and make a chain, which is basically the foundation to anything you're gonna make. The only time it might be a little different is if you were crocheting in the round to make like a toy or a plushie, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start with the basics. So we're gonna start with our yarn. This is cotton yarn. Here it is. This is a size 4 weight yarn. And then we have our hook, which we're using a 4mm hook. This is a Clover hook. It is my absolute favorite brand of hooks. They're just very smooth and they move like glide through your stitches. They're just wonderful. So if you're starting out, I definitely recommend, they're affordable, getting a Clover hook. And they come in different styles, so this isn't the only style. They come in this, and then they also have these that have a different handle and are colored. Both are great options, but if I had to choose, I would choose this one. All right, so we're going to make a chain. A chain is the foundation of all crochet. It is what you start with to make any project, basically. And to make a chain, you have to make a slip stitch. Now, a slip stitch is essentially a knot, but it's a movable knot. It's a knot that can slip around, I guess you could say. So how we do that, how I do it is and there's many ways. So you can, if you don't like my method, you can search for how to make a slip stitch, and you might be able to find multiple methods. Maybe later on I'll go over that in another video on different ways to do slip stitches, but this, in my personal opinion, is the quickest and how I learned. So I'm going to take my hook and I'm going to have the hook facing me. Then I'm going to drape my yarn over my hook. Still hook part facing me. Tail is in the back. See, it's like that. Tail is in the back. I use my finger to hold it in place so it's not moving around on me. Then I'm going to take my other hand. I'm going to wrap the long piece of yarn around the back and drape it over the front. Again, I'm going to wrap it around and drape it over. Then I want to get this piece of yarn through this loop right here. So how I'm going to do that, drape it, I'm going to use my fingers to hold, and I'm going to just pull that yarn. Let's see if we can get it closer. I'm going to pull that yarn through that loop. And then as soon as I do that, I can just tighten everything up. Tighten it up. And as you can see, I can move it. It's not a knot that can't be moved. It's a knot that can be moved. It can slip around. I don't know if that's why they call it a slip stitch, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna call it a slip stitch because it can slip around. All right, we're gonna do that one more time. And also, you can take out a slip stitch very easily. You just take your hook off, take both ends, and just pull. Just like that. So again, we're going to take our hook facing us, drape the yarn so that the tail is in the back, hold it in place, go around and over, and then pull our yarn through what's on our hook. Pull it through. And then tighten it all up. All right, now that we have that, we can move on to our chain. So if you can do that, you can basically do a chain. It is very similar. So again, hook facing you, you're going to wrap your yarn around the back, And then you're just getting this through your loop. That's all you got to do is get this yarn through that loop. And that's why we don't want to be too tight with it. So since it's a slip stitch, we can loosen it a little if we need to. I'm going to hold on to my tail because that helps me keep control. And then get this through that. Guide it, get it through, go up. Again, wrap around from the back, hold my tail, guide it through the loop. I'm gonna get a little bit closer. Wrap around from the back, hold my tail, guide it through the loop. Just like that. That's 3 chains right now. Let's do 6. Wrap around, hold, guide it through the loop. Wrap around, hold, guide it through the loop. How many is that? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. Wrap around the back, hold, guide it through the loop. And there we go. That is 6 chains right there. Now, the hardest part about crocheting, in my personal opinion, is just finding the best way to hold your yarn and your hook. Everyone's a little bit different. Some people hold their yarn differently. Some people hold their hooks differently. Some people you'll see holding their hooks like a pencil. If that works for you, it works for you. You got to find what is the easiest and feels the most comfortable for you. And this is what feels comfortable for me, and I find the easiest, but just because I find it the easiest and most comfortablest doesn't mean that it is the only correct way. Absolutely not. There are plenty of different ways, and there are many videos out there that show you different ways if you do not like my method. But yeah, that is how we chain. And next time I will teach you guys how to do a single crochet stitch. Bye!